ambiguous in the first two. It's like, okay, well, like you said, it can be general, it can be Dendi, it can be safe lane. Who the heck knows where the Sand King is actually going? It's just going to be all about how they want to shape up the lanes. So there's the Wisp we kind of expected.
Yep. And the Mirana ban, this is, so the question, right, once they've taken out Mirana, the question for NaVi is, are you willing to play against a Drow? Because Team Secret have shown that they'll first pick the Drow as well as the Shadow Demon.
I felt like that game where they had Drow yesterday, Secret, I think, was it the third game that they had Drow?
I think was it the first one? I thought it was the first one with like Razor. Okay. And,
maybe
there's the Drow ban, and Team Secret do opt to go with the same. And yeah, it was the second game where they ran the Drow Storm Spirit combination.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was the thing where I felt like NaVi could still have won that game, and they were getting a couple of nice team fights. It just, sometimes you're not hitting buttons as well as the enemy team. Like, that's literally what I attribute that game to.
I thought it was just a really good, that particular game, I thought it was just a really good adjustment by Team Secret. In the last couple of fights where they were finally able to take the engagements, Envy and Artur were positioning really well. But Team Secret are going to show us something new here. They're going to open the Void off the Dire side.
ET Shadow Demon left in the pool.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't try to anticipate what Secret are going to do.
No, I would have bet...
They just pick whatever.
I would have bet you a good amount of money that first pick from Secret would either be Shadow Demon or ET.
I'm not sure if they run the Void as a carry as much, or if this is most likely an offlaner, but if they do run it as a carry, it might fit a little bit more of that mold you guys were talking about, with maybe Envy picks a bit more of an active carry instead of someone who wants to farm the whole time and tries to set the pace a little bit more.
You can still always just leave it open too, like you're saying, they counter pick always, so this can just be like it can just be like a wide open
I think
pick.
they almost want NaVi to take ET, because it's like saying, okay, we're first picking Void, if you don't take ET, we're definitely taking ET.
It reminds me a lot of what EG did to CDC last year in the TI5 Grand Final. They basically caught on to the fact that Leshrac was such a prominent hero in that meta, and CDC didn't play Leshrac. And this is kind of the same thing with an Elder Titan.
I mean, to a certain degree, I see what you're saying, but I think that NaVi could run ET if they wanted to.
Soneco plays it.
Soneco does play it, but it's not a hero that they've shown a lot of in this tournament. NaVi are going to go for the double Aura strat, so Beastmaster provide the vision. Again, the Winter Wyvern, anytime you see double auras, is very much on the table.
That's a very heavy counter pick opening here from NaVi.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got the swap out of the Chronosphere as well, but also there's a lot of push potential depending on how they choose to pair these two heroes up. So could
a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the same thing for a Void. It's like Void can do everything.
Yeah. So your classic Void opens in the recent metas. Mirana has definitely been a part of those, but she was banned out. Phoenix is definitely a good Void partner, but that hero's fallen out of favor in the recent meta. And Team Secret, oh man, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's the play. You give them their Elder Titan, which they've just shown they're so comfortable with at different phases of the game.
I mean, it's one thing to... You're basically making a statement now. You're saying, we're going to let you pick the heroes that you want to pick because we can just beat you. That's what NaVi is saying. And I do feel like these two heroes in particular are very comfort zone for them. You know, we've seen art style Venge a ton, General Beastmaster, and I think that between those two just being on like those heroes, it's still okay for me personally because they have vision. And I think vision is one of the keys when you're playing against Faceless Void, because oftentimes you don't want to try to take direct 5 versus 5 engagements. You want to split up the map and do your own thing, maybe pull them apart a bit and go for some small skirmishes. So I think they have the tools and the heroes that they opened with to deal with the Void ET, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and that's what I really worry about, because the Beastmaster vision is a really important way to offset some of what Elder Titan brings to the table, but at the same time, they basically showed the other day against Complexity that they can stop a push with an Elder Titan almost single-handedly, and that I worry about NaVi if Secret is just able to play that stalling game.
I mean, when you have Bubble and Elder Titan, you can stall for days.
Right.
Like that's one thing that lineup can do for sure.
We mentioned it during the draft too. We said Secret wants to take it to the later stages, and this is definitely an approach to go for that.
And a stat that I tweeted out this morning too, with Radiant coming into today, Radiant was 5-1 in sub 30-minute games. Dire was 7-1 in games that went 40 minutes or longer in this tournament. Interesting, a lot of teams being, I guess not too surprising, but a lot of teams showing a lot of respect for Dendi's Tinker in that second phase ban. I think this is the third straight game we've seen it taken out in the second phase.
Yeah, Tinker can take over a game, especially with the Beastmaster. You have a lot more freedom on the map. You know, you can obviously bot the Hawks and whatnot and just be generally annoying. If you get ahead and you have high bursts with a Beastmaster, you can just get quick picks and pressure the map in a ridiculous fashion. So you're going to have like massive amounts of wave shove, you're going to have good high ground defense and a lot of vision. It's just, I think that combination is a little bit too much. You don't ever want to be in a situation where you have 1 or 2 lanes being constantly pushed in, and whichever lane is, you know, not pushed has a Hawk near it. So you just can't really make anything happen around the map.
Wow. What do they go for here?
Yeah. Quick reply by NaVi.
I mean, it's not like Team Secret have anything that directly lane counters Timber or anything like that. It's not at a point now where I would say, you know, they could also be deny picking it.
Yeah, because Team Secret is a little annoying, but it's not a laning
right. It's not a lane counter, and we've seen like Bloodstone Lotus a few times as well on a lot of the Timber saws. And once you get to that point, it's like if you get chronoed, sure. Now they're going to need to decide if they want to pick up some more magical damage burst inside of the chrono for the Timber saw, or if they want to go for maybe something now that's going to counter them in lane. But
yeah, it's one of me. This is one of those picks to me that can really go very, very strongly in either direction, because on the one hand, the Timber is not nearly as bothered by the ET aura as a lot of other heroes are, because he's going to get those reactive armor stacks up anyway. At the same time, the Chronosphere and the Stomp are just 2 amazing zoning tools that can hinder the Timber's ability to freely move during fights, and that's just the #1 thing that hero needs, is that ability to just zip in and out.
Oh man,
wow!
Bottles, this hero is so good versus Timber saw at all stages of the game.
Yeah, Monoleague just, ugh.
NaVi with an instant Chen pick though.
It's really good. It's really, really good, because right now, you know, Team Secret, they can only pick up, that's a support ET. So both supports are shown. The NaVi have done this almost every single game in the second phase. If they see both supports and neither of them deal with the jungler, they snap pick Chen every time. And this is the same thing. So now they just want to go for a lot of lane pressure. And they're going to pick, you know, the Beastmaster and the Chen. If they go to that safe lane, now Team Secret have to think, okay, what can we pick that's self-sustainable, or are we going to put Envy on Void? Because now that's a choice that they have to make.
Wow. Unusual in this tournament that Batrider would make it all the way to the 8th pick before being touched in a draft. But what do you think? What do you see for Secret? What's the purpose behind this Batrider pick, guys?
I mean, playing Batter on a Beastmaster is kind of...
That's what it
seems a little bit difficult personally, and there's Avenge. So I'm kind of wondering what the idea is as well. I kind of... To be honest, I think NaVi are outdrafting them.
I do too.
If I'm just being blunt, I think that NaVi have the better team right now. Because realistically, okay, you might have an okay laning phase, because, you know, the Keeper of the Light's going to be annoying to whatever offlaner, but they don't really have the heroes to pressure the lanes. And if General decides he wants to go to the jungle, the only person who can test is ET. I suppose Coddle can stack. Maybe that's the idea, that they want to play a more greedier early game that forces the Chen to bother the Coddle instead and take pressure off the safe lane. But either way, I think that NaVi have everything they need to win this early game, and if they do, you know, we've seen what they can do with an early advantage.
Yeah, they even have the Venge for the Batrider later on.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say about Secret is that they have a metric ton of D push right now.
Yes.
So if they can avoid just getting run over in lanes, it could be difficult for NaVi to sustain these mid-game pushes.
It's going to be tough for them to hold the line, it seems, though. It seems they're very dependent on ults right now in terms of for damage and control. And if you get run over in lanes, you're behind in experience, you could see NaVi just come high ground with that horde of Chen creeps really early, and that's something they have to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing they could fall back on is, like we were saying, mass D-push. Like Coddle, ET, good luck breaching high ground with your Timber Saw in that matchup. It's going to be really annoying, so I'm wondering how hard they want to go with the late game here.
I mean,
because I feel like that's their only choice now, right?
You're almost all in at this point.
I don't know, maybe they're going to do puppy things and just pick something random that we're not expecting. Because I'm guessing that's...
trying to preempt that.
Well, they need damage. I mean, they need right click. They need some damage.
They need something that's
even
not
if this is a carry void.
Something that's not so level dependent.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess you...
Like Ursa.
Razor, okay.
Yeah.
So this is what they went for Artur in the first game yesterday against NaVi, and again, it makes it so that at least one of your lanes is going to stand up very well to this kind of pressure. And with this pick, it's almost certainly that Envy will be on the Void, Artur on the Razor, and you'll see Bubble on the Batrider.
It's also like NaVi's kind of picking a single core hero here at the end, even though they do have like the auras and everything to amp it. The Razor pick here is going to be pretty cool because you can just static link if it's going to be a physical damage dealer. That's pretty much only the one to deal with.
Here.
But then it's either Husker, Lycan's still on the table that can run out of that Razor static link. There's just a ton of things on the table for Ditya right here.
Oh, Lycan? I would not like Lycan actually.
Yeah, well, He does maybe give you the ability to counter to that deep push, but yeah, now that I'm saying it.
If they go with something like the Huskar and the Timbersaw, they kind of both dare you to open with big ults on them, and if you don't, they just have a crap ton of sustain going on in the fight, and so I think that kind of fits how they've been playing.
My only concern with Huskar is they don't have a good Huskar, like, they don't have a Huskar sustain hero, you know what I mean? There's no Oracle, there's no Dazzle.
They don't have a steroid for him.
It seems like that hero needs a secondary hero behind him most of the time. And it's also kind of tough, I think, when you're playing against Razor in particular, because when you dunk him, you get purged. And then, you know, if you get kited out during that fight, you get your damage drain. There's ET Aura as well. I guess it doesn't really matter for Huskar so much that ET Aura is there, because he builds mostly plus armor items, but...
How do you feel about the Razor Timbersaw matchup?
I mean, it's obviously Razor favored.
Yeah, super Razor favored.
I think that's what Team Secret wanted to do, because they saw the fact that they were going to be pressured in lanes after the Chen pickup from NaVi, so they needed to decide if they wanted to have something that was going to be so lane dominant that it would force the attention of art style.
Waver. Okay.
This is a really good pick too.
Yeah, looking at these drafts though, we're gonna get final thoughts from you guys. Starting with the two on the right here, Jack and Fog. What do you guys think about this game?
I think NaVi, I think if they haven't taken this game within about 20-30 minutes, if they don't have all the towers and have full control of this game, they're going to be in some really deep trouble later on. And it's a tough way for Secret to play, but they've shown that they can handle that.
All right, Fog, who do you like here, man?
I like Secret's draft just a little bit better. Just breaking high ground is going to be very hard for NaVi, but it's really a lot depending on art styles Chen in this early 10 minutes.
All right, Draskell, give it to me here. I think this is a good NaVi draft, but that Razor pick at the end made me reconsider some things. I think Secret might be able to sustain the early pressure.
I'm actually going to give NaVi the benefit of the doubt. I know I said that Secret will win the series, but I do feel as though that NaVi have all the tools they need in the early game. I don't feel like they're going to be able to pressure the lanes enough on Secret to stop Navi's onslaught. I'm going to say they're going to win it.
All right, I will take NaVi as well in game one, and with that, we get our grand finals underway. I'm going to throw it off to our casters, LD and Winter.
Well, that's certainly not Jack and Fog. Made a quick switch here, Winter. We're ready to go. It seemed like there was a slight edge given towards NaVi by the panel, but you did not seem to agree, my friend.
They don't have any good last picks when we were talking about their draft. They finished their draft with a Weaver, which is kind of okay. Not very good versus the Monolith Chrono. Those spells are very good against Weaver.
So, looking at the Secret draft, they drafted a ton of D-Push, the Elder Titan, the Keeper of the Light, even the Razor you were mentioning with the Plasma Field. It's a lot of wave clear, Bat Rider. Only hero that doesn't have wave clear is Void, basically.
I was speaking in Mandarin to Roland. How do you understand what I was saying?
Yeah, I have my ways. He was translating a bit. You were too busy talking to even hear what he's saying. But they obviously have a lot of wave clear. They have decent late game as well. Not really the best Roshan lineup for Secret, but they are dire side. And normally we've seen NaVi just snowball the lane. So do you think there's any way NaVi can get control of this game early, or?
One way, like Chen rotations. Maybe they have to do dual hero rotations, VS Chen and the creep. It's very difficult for the Chen alone, because Elder Titan can, basically what he has to do is always scout out the smoke movements of the Chen if he's moving alone. If there's two heroes, the Venge and the Chen and the creep, then they have a chance to kill the Elder Titan.
And we have seen, obviously Puppy has played a lot of Chen and Enchantress in his own day, so he knows pretty much all the tricks of the trade.
Isn't he playing Kotal? Or he's playing...
This game he's playing Elder Titan, but so he can he can probably more easily anticipate art style's movements than someone who's not a
basically, NaVi finished their draft with a Weaver, so their safe lane doesn't need too much attention, so it might signal for the fact that NaVi wants to move with Venge and Chen a lot in the early game. So for Secret, if they anticipate that, Elder Titan would want to scout that out, break their smokes, and stop the ganks from happening towards the Razor.
Speaking of which, I believe we do already see a Dire Ward here up on the cliff, which did scout out that Chen's early positioning as well as the Beastmaster and Timbersaw. So for the moment, they had an idea of where Artstyle was maybe going to start his game. We'll now see Suneko moving down the river. There's a quick static link from NV to get things underway. Yeah, Raw trying to contest this rune as well, but it's a bit too much damage. Can't stick around, so a double bounty rune to get the game underway for Secret. General unable to grab one top. And it will also be a one-position Void. Thoughts on the one-position Void? We see it run occasionally, but it's definitely the less common way to play the hero.
I mean, they wanted to accommodate Bat Rider into the draft, so they had Void on safe lane. They wanted an off lane that has deep push because they needed wave clear against the Chen. So That's why they had the Void onto safe lane. And overall, as soon as they see Beastmaster's item this game, he didn't start with Iron Talon. He has a Tangle Assault and a Stout Shield, so they're going to anticipate Beastmaster trying to lane and a possible rotation from the Chen or the bench early to the lane.
Yeah, but the question for me is, where is that Chen going to go? Because he's scouted if he heads towards top. Already, currently, Secret see his position. Just dewarded now, but they know where he started. This tournament, Artstyle's almost always pressured the off lane when we see him on the Chen or the Enchantress. Arteezy's not an easy kill. Keeper of the Light's likely to sit far back. So do you go for the Razor mid? It seems like it may be tough for Artstyle to find that early pressure.
In most cases, I would say you pressure the enemy safe lane. You want to help your own offlaner get to a good start, especially a hero like Beastmaster, get to that level 6 ASAP with good amount of farm on the hero, so you can actually allow the offlaner to influence the game.
Can see Secret farming quite well here early on, and they are putting a lot of pressure, even on the Navi safe lane, running that Elder Titan Batrider dual lane. Bit unconventional, but it is working out.
This is basically the same reason with the Chen helping his offlaner, the Beastmaster, sometime soon. Basically, you want to just get your offlaner a good start so he controls the game. It's a very, very simple plan that they're executing right now.
Artstyle, true to form, is going to make his way up into the enemy safe lane, but Pilot sitting very far back. And isn't going to get caught out here early. Arteezy still farming well. All 3 cores off to a great start. And Keeper of the Light getting a lot of creeps.
I would favor maybe Secret a little bit, because when the 2 side lanes are occupied, Razor versus Timber would favor the lane matchup for Mr. Jackie Mao here to get more farm than the Timber.
Yeah, you can see Envy with the early boots grab, just going for the 0-1-1 so far. We will see him leveling up the Link, so looking to crush his lane as much as possible.
He should be able to pull ahead with this second point in static lane. So I would expect the Razor to get ahead in terms of CS compared to the Timbersaw. And look at Beastmaster, 6-1. Chen so far he's left the lane. He went to look for creeps. I'll see if he gets any good creeps here.
Is there any kill potential on the mid lane? Because this top lane just doesn't seem like it's going to happen for now. As Seneko getting caught out bottom, does lob in the stun, but Puppey continues pursuit. He won't have the mana for another Spirit for some time, so we'll back away. Meanwhile, also the Beastmaster top getting low. NaVi under heavy duress in the lanes, chewing through regen, yet to see that successful Chen movement. I mean, it has been the hallmark of NaVi's. Most of their victories at this event have just come off of excellent support dominance in the laning stage, but so far Secret support's getting the upper hand. Yeah, Keeper of the Light keep you up in farm, Elder Titan doing more in terms of lane pressure than the Chen. It's looking good so far.
Like you mentioned, it's very difficult for the Chen to get any kills now. I think they might need to wait for level 6 on Timber or level 6 on the Beastmaster.
They have the 4 top farmers in this game, Vincere. That's pretty unprecedented, I have to say, especially against NaVi.
I mean, like we mentioned, NaVi, the way you pressure the enemy lanes is you have to have kill potential. Right now, they do not have kill potential with the Chen movements, unless they bring the Venge together with the Chen, then they can kill the lanes. But as long as they can scout it out for Secret, then they are not too worried about that. Because when you move 2 heroes to kill other lanes, it's very obvious.
Oh, here comes the rotation by Puppey. Oh, Capitan moving in at the same moment that Artstyle joins the fray. Suddenly General, well, he would back, most players would, but he moves forward. That does allow him to dodge the stomp. Looks like he might make it out safely. Blocks himself with his own board for just a moment. Now they're turning on to Artstyle. Secret will repel this NaVi offensive in the top lane.
Yeah.
If General did the normal thing and backed away, he may have given up a first blood there.
That was close, but like I said, the Elder Titan has to just mimic the Chen's movement, just make sure that he's there every time Chen tries to gank a lane, and he should be able to neutralize the gank and just make sure that the Chen doesn't get his team a head start.
So when is it going to change for NaVi, and then how is it going to change? Because right now this looks like a pretty big train wreck of a laning stage.
Level 6 Beastmaster or level 6 Timber. I mean, I think Beastmaster's level 6 is by far the most important level 6 on their 3 cores.
Should the Chen just stop trying to gank? Should he just focus on farming at this point?
I think he needs to keep helping even if they're not getting kills, because by pressuring it's going to allow his cores to have a better time. And the Chen's levels and farm this game I think is less significant compared to the speed of the Beastmaster getting his level 6 or even the Timber getting the level 6. So I think he might probably just want to help his cause a bit more here.
Yeah, the one man who is doing pretty well for NaVi is the Era on the Weaver. Not slowing down Bulba, but is getting his own farm at least here. Pretty self-sufficient.
To be fair, it was a 2v2 lane earlier, so being equal with the Batrider or a bit ahead is fine for the Weaver. at this stage of the game.
Oh, in fact, just bring Bulba very low here, but reluctant to go in with Puppey in reserve. That Weaver's a bit frail at this stage. Bulba will just salve up back away, but did have to commit the Firefly, so won't be able to go to the jungle.
Yep.
It's going to be slowed down a bit now.
Secret right now is very happy with the situation because they're up against a Chen, and if the Chen doesn't provide his team...
Oh, maybe this is the opening they needed. They do catch out Pilot. I bring him down somehow, some way.
Well, he
still finding that first
He was
blood.
actually really patient, and he was actually waiting behind the Beastmaster for quite some time, and we saw Starladder there trying to run up and maybe try to harass the Beastmaster there and getting caught by the Ensnare into the stun from the Centaur creep.
And you can see General getting a lot more confident now, but reinforcements are arriving. Pilot will be here to slow down the push. Artstyle wrapping around. If he can find another kill, this could transition into a lot of tower pressure, and he's got the right creeps for it too. There's the Troll Trap to start. The stop could likely follow. He gets up the Monolith, but the Hadouken, the test of fate. Artstyle make it 2-0.
That was
sick micro.
That was perfect positioning for him as well, like anticipating that the Kotal would just TP to return to the lane, and he was just waiting for him to come into the woods, so either pull or place wards. Very good anticipation there by NaVi's Artstar.
But the big thing for Secret is, although they give up the kills Winter, they're not giving up too much tower HP as of yet. That's where the Elder Titan comes into play, the Keeper of the Light, so they still maintain their objectives for now.
Yeah, but it's going to speed up the Beastmaster. I mean, in fact, he's already level 6 right now, so we might see further action on the Beastmaster's lane right now, since they have the Raw plus the creeps from the Chen. They might be able to pressure right now.
Let's see if they go for it. Artstyle still hanging out near this top lane while Arteezy farms. Has gone for the early Ring of Health. Are we expecting that Vanguard Radiance build? Is this going to be a Battle Fury? We've even seen Lincoln's here rush on Void.
Yeah, I like the Lincoln's. It's primarily done by Shadow from Wings. He's the only Void that does
little skirmish in the jungle, and Artstyle again. Amanda come on top. Looks like Sneko stole the last hit there with the wave of Terror.
This was what I was expecting earlier when I mentioned that the two supports need to move together this game, especially because they picked Weaver that doesn't need too much babysitting in the lane, so it's going to allow this to happen. But right now, Secret is just going to have a hard time going into the jungle with the Venge joining up with the Chen here.
Now the wave is getting cut. The spam continues, but the Puppey Stomp to slow it down. General moving into position, they get the Wave of Terror. General just barely clipped on the boundary of this one, but a good stun from Sneko to limit the damage Arteezy can put out. Now the Roar. Onto Puppey. Will they follow this up? NaVi, they have second thoughts. They will disengage with the Hand of God, and more importantly, Eternal Envy is rotating in. Has the ultimate now deployed, wants to try and take some creeps away from Artstyle here. May be able to get this one Centaur with an extra Plasma Field, or maybe just one more right click, but he does force them back. Still, this frees up the mid lane, and boy, Dendi definitely needs it. Down 18 CS, down about 20 denies. Normally Dendi known for being the Lord of Denies, but in this matchup, not much you can do there.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult matchup for the Timber here. And like I said, when Beastmaster hits level 6, NaVi immediately moved their supports towards the top lane, and Secret once again rotating their heroes there. They used their Chrono, but not successful in getting any kills, so I would say NaVi is still happy with that. Chrono down, no one lost their lives, and it's going to be a Vanguard on the Void here. So
how do you go from here? Is this the Radiance build up? Do we see a Crimson Guard?
I guess Radiance. I don't think you do Crimson. Crimson is not a very good item on Void, in my opinion. You want to go for damage item after the Vanguard. So I kind of expect most likely Radiance here. I mean, I think I've seen Vanguard into Diffusal and Manta without the Radiance.
Doesn't seem that. There's not like a Medusa this game or something where you really need the Purge, so.
The Radiance is pretty good versus all the creeps.
And all the physical damage they have. The Venge Aura, the Beastmaster, attack speed Aura, so. Anything you can do to limit how often those right clicks are connecting will go a long way.
Yeah, but then again, if you're talking about solo kill potential, if you're going for a Chrono to kill one hero, Diffuser plus Manta build is definitely the build that helps you with that more. The Manta is more like the team fight build.
So NaVi still keeping the pressure up top. The tower is low, but not dead just yet. And still Puppey sticks around, wants to hold on to this thing as long as humanly possible. The creep army is in position though, and the Chen creeps caught out a bit here. But still, even with an Illuminate, it's not nearly enough damage to bring them down at this stage. For now, Envy holding serve in the mid lane. Sneko making an aggressive play towards bottom. Still Secret. You can just see how crucial this tier 1 top is for them. They are constantly parking 2 supports there. They will not give it up without a fight, but the cost is that Boba gets left alone on the bottom lane, and unfortunately the Swarm not going to connect, so he's able to walk away.
He missed the Swarm there, so there's going to be no chance for them diving for that kill.
Would have been a big one too. If Secret rotate to help him, then this top tower likely falls. And if they don't, then they get the kill, pressure bottom.
Yeah, just look at what they're doing now. They're parking the Chen at top, making sure that there's going to be constant pressure on the Void's lane. And the Venge is just running around, trying to set up a kill mid lane, or even on the Weaver's lane, like we saw.
Oh, Artstyle did back off after all that. Dendi moving forward here in the mid lane. Still getting out farm, but he's holding his own okay now that he's got the Chakram.
I think they might be able to set up a kill on the Razor if they actually TP Beastmaster mid and maybe run the Venge mid as well if they want to kill the Razor. Like, I don't see the Venge rotation alone to kill him. They need the Beastmaster for sure for the Razor kill.
Yara doing some tower pressure of his own, trying to avoid that puppy stomp. Still gets slept up. We'll take some tower pot shots here, which do not wake you up. But he will eventually Sakuchi away.
Yeah, I guess they'll focus on getting this tier 1 in bottom first before they try and
top lane. Looks like they made their go. The roar, the stomp number 2. Arteezy still not enough damage to bring him down.
I guess that's why you get the Vanguard build this game.
He's unkillable, it seems like. At least unless they, maybe with the Timber Saw there, but not going to be an easy takedown. And in fact, he doesn't even really need to go Fountain. Still very healthy.
Yeah, and Keeper there to give him mana if needed. So, has HP regen, has Keeper. He's gonna be able to sit in his lane for a long time.
And now Secret maybe hit their timing window where they're gonna get the blink on the Bat Rider. Do you see them finding an opening here, Winter?
Maybe on the Timber. I guess they can try to go for the Timber with the Razor, Bat plus Razor. Or even rotate to top as well. He definitely has a lot of opportunities to kill in this situation right now.
Do you feel like NaVi are getting enough done right now? They still have not taken a tower.
In terms of tower, it could be better. I think now, if they want to get a tower, they have to pressure the other lane, so Yara on the safe lane here can actually get the tower at bottom. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult for them to actually get a tower here, because Secret has a lot of D-push.
It's going to be another go on Arteezy. He really doesn't want to have to use that time walk, but test of faith. Now that the damage comes out, he will. The Stomp Ambush connects on 2 heroes. Arteezy, though, is very slow because of the board. He does manage to get the ultimate off, combining with Puppey, but Artstyle tanking his own right. He's going to turn this one. The creeps are swarming onto Puppey. They bring him down, and suddenly the whole NaVi host descends upon Secret. Arteezy down to the south, though, is healthy, survives through it all, and now NV moves in angry, out for vengeance. The Void Time walks away. Arteezy escapes. NV survives, and NaVi give chase. Dendi, can he bring down Arteezy? This will be a huge kill, but he time walks back. Doesn't heal himself in doing so, but he survives, and meanwhile Arteezy, continuing to run while NV cleaning up. He's gotten a triple kill, looking for more. Can he make it an ultra? Then he will chain away. Still the pursuit. NV's fast, just needs 1, maybe 2 more auto attacks to finish this one off, but it won't happen. Yara will have to disengage, so an excellent hold in the end there by Secret.
Dude, that was 4v5. They did that 4v5, oh my god. That Vanguard purchase from Void actually was just game winning, man. Changed so much of the game. It allowed him to tank the gang, stay in the lane against the harass from Chen and Beastmaster.
And NaVi keep on trying to go on him. They've been very almost stubborn about it.
I mean, if they don't kill him first before the fight starts, they go on his teammates, he's just going to drop the chrono on the rest of the heroes coming in. So they kind of have to focus him to try and bring him down before he drops chrono.
The bashes are stacking up here for Arteezy, but the swap from Seneko will save the day. The problem is they can't really go on this Faceless Void. He's just hitting Seneko now instead. He's almost brought 2 heroes down, essentially by himself, and there with 1 more auto tech, Arteezy will get the job done. They just don't seem to have the damage. Can they at least kill Envy, who is probably the bigger damage at the stage? They'll bring him down. Then Arteezy starts to whack away at Artstyle, brings him down to half HP. Boba is here. Meanwhile, has the lasso, gonna drag Dendi back. They'll look to focus the Timber Saw with the Arrow Splitter coming through as well. He gets pushed back into it by a beautiful flame break by Boba. Secret just keep on connected, and now the bash on Yara as well. 1 more could put him into harm's way. Although Puppey is a bit low on the mana, doesn't have the Echo Stop combo. Damn. So Secret again taking the favorable trade. 2 for 3 there.
What a flame break, Gorman. What a flame break. Damn. This time dilation is also going to ruin the Timber and the Weaver. These 2 heroes are extremely weak versus time dilation. They need to somehow get, I guess, Lotus up for Timber or even a Yules on Timber, and Weaver at some stage has to get a Manta or BKB to deal with that.
They just seem to lack the burst damage. And they're going to get a Necro 3 eventually. That could help force the Void.
Yeah, I guess the burst will come from Timber plus the book at the later stage of the game. But right now...
But can they win the arms race is the question. Right now, the Razor's on top in net worth.
Yeah,
the Void is staying up there.
Secret has been using the map much better. You look at their cores. F.R.I.E.N.D.S is much more farm, and I mean the only thing is like the Void went for Vanguard, so he's not as farm as he would want to. But apart from that, everyone else is getting very good net worth.
And in good news for him, it's most of these Navi heroes aren't exceptional farmers. Timbersaw can flash farm pretty well, but Weaver doesn't farm that quickly. Beastmaster could if he's just sitting in a lane, but isn't there and is spending a lot of time moving around. So, and once RTZ gets the Radiance, if that's the build, he will be able to accelerate his farm.
But then again, you know, it's Navi's game plan to be, you know, playing around as 2 to 3 heroes. Like the Beastmaster will be most likely around the Chen or the bench all the time. So it's kind of hard for him to just go on his own to just keep farming because he needs to play around his team to make this draft work on Navi's side.
That echo.
So that's going to be used on the Timber to deal with the time dilation.
Elder Titan has to be a real thorn in the side of Navi right now as Arteezy will muscle down this tier 1 mid. Meanwhile, the Elder Titan preventing the tier 2 top push. So Navi took a tier 1 for free top, but in trying to go for tier 2, they gave away a tier 1 for free as well.
The smoke.
And now they may get caught on the way out. The Spirit moving towards them. They get off a static link. Seneko is done for unless Artstar can send him home in time. The Stomp comes through. Didn't get it off. It looks like, oh, did then. Seneko will escape. So he makes it out. Good play by Artstyle, but then the Chen instead, the sacrifice. And the Creep Army may drop as well. This would be a big loss. Centaur Stomp and Angry rebuff, but Secret just keep on marching forward. These Chen creeps getting massacred on the way out. The zoo has been slaughtered.
And that is huge. That is absolutely huge.
Way worse than losing a F.R.I.E.N.D.
That is like 2 minutes or even more for the Chen to be able to regroup his army and before Navi can actually move and plan their next objective. That is absolutely a big disaster for the Chen. So right now the overall situation does not look good for Navi at all. They have to be able to grow up as soon as they can with the Chen and just smoke, look for a play. They can't just sit and just, you know, let the game flow by itself.
You don't see them being able to take this late.
No, I think it's very difficult against what Secret has. Like, if you look at all their 5 heroes, all their 5 heroes are exceptionally good in late game.
They have the better push later on, I would say, as well, when they can just massacre the Chen army with ease. Things like Necrobook fall off later on in the game. Weaver is not the best scaling core.
Weaver is not very good versus the Kotal and the Void.
Even the Razor, he can't really man up on him once the Razor gets big enough.
Unless your Weaver is a hit.
Yeah.
Then maybe you can make a case for it.
Oblivion staff already coming out.
Echo Saber? Vanguard Echo Saber? Huh. So he's gonna be rather tanky with that build. A lot of HP.
That's an ungodly amount of HP. He was already doing a lot of damage just with the Vanguard and Treads.
Yeah, basically you can see they're all itemizing to increase their durability in teamfights. Here we can see a fight at top, Lasso onto the general Beastmaster, but Razor in the meantime, he was running one of the supports down, but not going to proceed with the kill there.
It just, Secret's cores just don't have any fear.
Yeah, they need to survive in the teamfights. That's all they have to do. And all their heroes, if you think about a long team fight, all their heroes are very good at long team fights. Spamming Illuminate, spamming the Spirit, the Stomp, even Bat Rider with the sticky napalm.
The score now 7-8. So on paper, it doesn't look too bleak for Navi, but when you look at their draft, very early to mid-game push-oriented, but single target focused aside from the Timbersaw, and not snowballing the objectives here. Tier 1 still standing mid for Secret as well as bottom. Secret building for the late game, and with the Boots of Travel and the Razor, the ability to keep all the lanes pushed out with the Keeper of the Light. If you can't take towers now, it's only going to get harder later as Envy drives by this top lane. He gets clipped by Aurora and reinforcements arrive in the form of Deyara, but can he really move on to this Razor with Arteezy there in reserve? The Timber Chain coming through as well. Dendi is going to lend assistance and Arteezy drops a defensive chrono. TP's out. He's going to play it safe. Perhaps a window now for Navi, knowing that Chronosphere is down. But already you can see Secret. 3 heroes bottom, 1 to mid. They are ready to dodge the fight if need be.
Yeah, I think that was pretty important for Secret not to lose any important heroes there, because it was a 5-man rotation by NaVi, and right now Secret are doing the right thing, pushing mid, pushing bottom, and making sure that all the other lanes are pushed out in case NaVi want to commit for the objective. Heals onto the Bat Rider.
Well, they do find Bulba, but he just calmly fireflies away. They're gonna commit more for this with the smoke now revealed. No follow-up available. They just don't seem to be able to land these clean kills.
Good recall. He might be able to catch General here.
Oh, at the very least, we'll force him back.
Force, grab him.
Bulba is visible, and now the boar is going to start hitting him, so looks like General makes it out.
This is basically what Secret needs to do. Move NaVi around and use the recall to their advantage to get pickoffs when they are splitting up to defend their other lanes.
Where do NaVi find their opening? It's been so quiet for them. There's Envy, roared up, but very fast with the boots of travel. Won't be an easy grab. The Chen army gets in range. Chakram committed. The stomp as well. They do bring EE-sama down. But man, they had to commit for it.
That is a huge pickoff for them. Very good.
1,400 net worth swing.
Yeah, very good positioning by all of the heroes to surround the Razor there around the river area. But RTZ gonna get a tower here. At least something is gained after losing the Razor there.
Well, they'll finally claim this tier 1 mid. Can't believe it's still standing with a Chen, Beastmaster, and Ben on the Navi side. But the air splitter comes through. The swap out, trying to keep General alive, and the stun forward from Seneko. But Bulba wrangles him even deeper, pulling General out of position a bit further. They'll get the kill there. They're fighting without the Chrono. Now they've got it available. Arteezy lane into Seneko. Even when Navi find their opening, they kill the Razor. They still give up 2 heroes. They do get a second tier 1 bottom now. That going to Diyara. But Iran will get stomped in turn. He'll be put under for a little while by Puppey. Coming from the rear is the Batman. Bulba on the hunt, but doesn't have the lasso.
No lasso, so probably not going to be able to kill the Weaver there. He's going to calmly TP himself in towards the mid lane to continue farming. He needs to be like very farm this game to be able to do a lot in team fights. Like even with a lot of farm, Secret still has very good heroes at dealing with the Weaver.
I guess the one piece of good news for Navi is they do get those 2 tier 1s. So a bit better access to the Roshan pit, but you look at Secret Winter, they've got the Spirit to scout the pit, the Illuminate spam, the Chrono, the Bat Rider. Like, they might not be the best at killing Rosh, but they are great at contesting it.
Yeah. Roshan has to be a very important point in the game where if Navi want to be able to come back into it, they have to be able to take a successful team fight with the Hawk. And good initiation from the Timber or the bench starting the fights there. But overall right now Secret are still in a very good position with the overall game, and Razor there building into a Dragon Lance as well after the SMY.
Just going for the extremely cheap, cost-effective HP and stat items.
Like I said, they just aim to make everyone as tanky as possible and to draw out the fights.
They are moving forward here. Secret, they get revealed. Diyara trying to scurry away. Will the Chrono connect? It will. Arteezy finds him. Bulba's going to swing around and try to get that lasso follow-up for this. Diyara continues to just Sakuchi away. Bulba doesn't look like he has the detection.
Oh my god.
Won't fail to lasso him, so Diyara forces out the Chrono, lives to tell the tale, and maybe Navi look to turn.
They didn't land their spells correctly there. They have to use Chrono, then use the Storm from the Elder Titan to be able to buy enough time for the Split Earth to land and the Illuminate from the Koto to land. So, not the best execution there from Secret.
Yeah, with the Chrono down, it does feel like every time that gets wasted, Navi really need to push the advantage.
Yeah, but then again,
and they won't try. They smoke immediately.
Once the big spell is down, if they try to push a tower, Secret are going to be able to defend with all their spam. So they're going to try and make a hero kill or happen before they go for the push. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for them to get an objective.
One other thing we're noticing here is just how annoying that Spirit is for the Hawk.
Oh, Roshan would be very dangerous against Elder Titan.
Navi are saying, come at us, Secret. We've had some miraculous fights around the pit so far this event. Let's roll the dice again. The Swarm onto Arteezy, setting things up here, but again, Puppey will be prepared with the Echo Stomp, trying to make sure he gets that Spirit on every single hero. Then back into the pit, it will go, and meanwhile, a lasso grab. To the south, they found Seneko. There won't be a swap counterplay, obviously, as the bench gets caught out. Will be brought down. Radiant, though, do get the Roshan, the last hit as well. The Aegis going to take Yara, and then the real fight breaks out. General on the run, getting surrounded by Secret. Hounded, brought down, and now turning back for Dendi. With Arteezy there on the chase, Bulba in pursuit. They are out of ultimates, and proper lockdown, but a bash from Arteezy may be enough. Bulba can try to slow him with the sticky, but Dendi says that's sicky, and he just keeps on going. Looks like he should be okay. So they continue chasing. Maybe not yet.
Oh, he has a
Secret going deep for this one. Envy getting the damage stolen, and now Dendy gonna turn the other direction, but oh, there they go. They managed to disable the cooldowns on the Timber Chain. It has to Bloodstone deny, so Dendy falls in the end. Weaver did hold on to the Aegis.
Well, it was a very, very costly Roshan there. His team had to...
And that was without Chrono.
his team had to like buy time for them to be able to finish the Roshan. So not sure if that was worth it for NaVi, losing 3 heroes right there. And great grab from Bulba as well, getting the bench first so he can't really cancel the swap.
And that time dilation is really gonna give this Timbersaw fits later on in the game. TZ doing a lot of work here on the safe lane Void.
He does have the use for that, if he hasn't used it on any other target, so he can use it to dispel it. Maybe he's going to consider to get a Lotus, like I mentioned, if he's going to use the use offensively every time.
Still, it's a lot of reactions and adjustments he has to make, and it still feels like NaVi are lacking in the damage department. And he's going to try to change that equation. Does set up here on Jackie Mal, then chains forward, but it's a bit of a short chain. And meanwhile, there's a lasso available. They're even recalling Envy to be safe. Bulba's going to blink out to the south, likely look for the TP soon.
Man, damn.
He too will escape. Secret, if they don't like the fight, they just don't take it.
How many times have we seen this from Secret, outmaneuvering their enemies and just making them run around and not be able to get kills?
It has to be their greatest strength as a team, is being able to dictate when the fights happen, for the most part.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that uses the counter recall very, very well. Offensively, defensively, they just make sure that they understand that there's always this recall and everyone on their team plays to their limits, where they try to drag the enemy to a corner and just make them try and kill them, and they recall up.
And it's even just the little things like, you know, when you're TPing out from a gank, you TP not to the fountain, but to the other lanes, you can immediately start pushing. You know, even itemization, Envy getting the boots of travel, just knowing that they want that extra mobility to deal with the NaVi split push. Secret definitely doing a good job at halting that NaVi offensive so far. And with the Veil that Elder Titan got a little while ago, it's even easier for Puppey to clear out these waves. Seeing Roch still chipping at that tier 2, but it's slow chipping. Meanwhile, fast action bottom as Bulba leaps in. Arteezy here to follow it up, gets off the dilation. The roar comes from General. It's on to Bulba. They commit the Chrono as well. It does catch Saneko, but he's in pretty deep. Not sure they want to chase that one. And Dendy out for vengeance, but Bulba able to blink out again. They gotta at least kill up Arteezy here. NaVi really gotta start finding something. Will they have any lockdown, any ability to kill up Arteezy? It seems no.
Jeez.
He too will escape. Candy taken from the baby.
He chose a very, very good spot there to TP, and in all his corners so far have been really, really good from Arteezy on the Void here this game. Getting the bench in multiple occasions so he can't really swap out the target that they are focusing.
They just seem so comfortable right now, Secret. They're dictating the tempo, they're not afraid to go for their pickoffs, but they're also not forcing it.
They're just choosing...
NaVi are not getting, like, they're not getting their grip on the game the way they have been when they've been winning.
Yeah, they're choosing their fights very well, and being much more mobile on the map, like you mentioned, the boots of travel and having the recall, just playing into Secret's favor against what NaVi want to do this game. They want to 5-man, move around, get a kill, push towards your tower. It's very difficult to do against the lineup that Secret have and the way they are playing the game.
Well, as though their cores weren't already looking tanky enough, now Puppey has a Solar Crest. So they get even more difficult to bring down during the roar, during the swap. BKB to add to that defensive capabilities.
Yeah, he's like one of those players that buys all his team items on his support all the time. The Crimson Guard, the Pipe, Solar Crest.
A man after your own heart.
Team player, a true team player, unlike Mr. Gorman here.
That's what I have you for. You're Mr. Pipe. Before pipes were cool.
Not anymore, you know.
Now they stack.
Not anymore. I mean, Pipe is still a great item now. It's even better nowadays.
NaVi are gonna post up a bit here in the mid lane. Do they dare walk into Secret with all their ultimates, their full combo ready? They're gonna chip. They let the swarm fly. Clips only Arteezy on the creep wave. And say goodbye to your creep wave.
There's no way they push like this. They have to, you know, send the Beastmaster behind with the bench or someone else, get a kill, and then they only can push the tower. If they're just 5-manning in front and knocking on their door, it's never gonna happen. Elder Titan Spirit and Kotal, good luck with that.
It's hard to find that pick though, because
they have to try.
The Elder Titan is always going to sit really far back.
Yeah, but they have to try.
The Keeper of the Light also. I agree they have to try. Bat Ride, you also have the Spirit always scouting is the other thing. And you really, it doesn't seem like they can burst the Void. Or the Razor now at the BKB, so it's very tough to get that kill. And well, for Secret, the kills seem to be a little bit easier. They're moving on to Dendi now. The lasso comes through. Will he get the Bloodstone deny off? Not gonna happen. Deleted. What is so hard for NaVi is so simple for Secret.
I mean, all their heroes just move around very quickly. Time Walk, then you have the Razor's item build. Bat Rider with the recall as well. Oh, Chrono onto Diara.
Kills. Arteezy going to work here. Gets off the dilation as well. Diara, see ya.
This time is perfect execution to get the kill. And meanwhile, General getting a solo pickup on the Bat Rider here on top lane.
Might find Pile die as well with the Necro Bulk, but then he brings in Envy. So Beastmaster will also need to back away.
He says, stop bullying him.
Leave him alone. Well, at least Pile die is farming this game.
Will you do that more for me when I support you?
What, help you?
Yeah, help me.
If I can get a kill out of it.
That's why I'm not buying wards anymore for you, dude.
Oh, come on, Winter. Don't be like that.
You only buy wards for me when you're 6 slotted.
No, even then I want to save for my moon shards and buyback, bro. Then you gotta get that Necro Book to swap in and out, you know, pocket refresher. Then I'll buy wards.
Yeah, hopefully it happens, you know, someday in the near future.
It'll happen in the subsequent game, but that's the game that NaVi might have to look forward to if they can't turn this one around soon. 15-9 the score, 32 minutes in. They are keeping form up decently, Winter. Do you feel like they can? You said earlier you didn't think they could go late game. Anything to change that equation for you?
They're not as strong as Secret in my opinion late game, but they have to go late game if you can't finish the game or can't push high ground right now. So I don't think there's other options here for NaVi. Their late game scaling is not exactly terrible with the Weaver, Beastmaster and the bench. It's just I feel what Secret have is superior in late game. But it doesn't mean that NaVi doesn't have a chance in late game.
I mean, we've seen them down mega creeps and still diving the enemy tier 4s in games that looked over, so not a team you want to count out lightly.
And this Secret itemization on their heroes is just very, very good this game. The way they are approaching the game, get the items that Arteezy specifically chosen for this game.
It feels like an almost solved jigsaw puzzle, you know, where they...
Yeah. This is like one of the games where I feel like Vanguard actually did a lot. I don't really say that often, but Vanguard actually changed the face of the game.
I got nervous and started looking around because I thought Merlini was gonna punch you for saying that. But he's outside playing Hearthstone. He's lost his passion.
Didn't he say Vanguard is a decent item now?
No, he's said reluctantly it's actually pretty good though.
Okay.
In the right situations. But you know it kills him to say it.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like we've seen Secret, like their biggest flaw I think has been, aside from, you know, questions about some of the drafts, is just when they've struggled, it's being too greedy. But they've had like the right mix of items that get them towards the late game, a draft that can scale, as well as you know, not too much greed.
Yeah, I think
things like the Vanguard are kind of finding that balance. But here comes the smoke from NaVi, looking for the opening here. The swap under Arteezy. He mantas quickly. The bench stun not gonna be there in time. He jumps out. Had plenty of time to react to that one. They don't have that swap and a Hex type of combo, and now Secret looking to turn this one around on its head. Diara getting pulled back. The Chen Hand of God, not enough. There's the Chrono on the Artstyle, logging Seneko down too, and Arteezy surges forward. The creep army's here for now. Artstyle completely held down. The Weaver dead. Arteezy actually going to back away and play it safe because the Timber Saw is in far. Dendi looks like it's going to be his turn next. Flame Break back in. Will not get off the Bloodstone deny. Now down to a lonely 3 charges.
Damn, that coordination was once again so good from Secret. They get the lasso onto the Weaver, and then immediately Arteezy comes in with the Chrono to stop the backup from coming into the Weaver. Just excellent display of teamwork there from Secret once again.
Yeah, I don't think they could have saved him anyway because they already used Hand of God. They had no swap, but even so, it just helped secure an additional
it was
kill.
like there's no chance at all after that Chrono. Bench was trying to come in even though he was really far away, but you could see everything on point for Secret there in that team fight.
Secret looking very disciplined here. This is a much different Secret from the one we saw in the the European qualifiers for TI. And
you know what?
Considering how little time they've played together, this is perhaps a scary sign of things to come.
The addition of Sam actually changed a lot of the way the team plays. Even though sometimes I think that Universe is better offlaner than... Wait, here we go. Starladder gonna get caught.
Oh, Highlight die. He's had a relatively low death game. And that will continue for now, although General says, I just want to kill something. Come back here, Gandalf! I'm not done with you yet, but apparently he is. NaVi will now be joining his buddy mid. Get away. But you were saying about Universe versus Bulba.
Yeah, I think even though Universe is probably the better offlaner, but Bulba is probably much more willing to adapt towards the team. He's more willing to play around the team, so
he's the better fit for the team.
Yeah, he fits better in this team right now, as we can see, and allowing the team to have much more dynamic playstyles. And Dandy gonna get the use onto Jackie Mao again. Gonna get the static link on him, but not gonna be having the true sight to actually run him and chase him down.
No, secret. They don't really care about that kill. What they will truly want is this Roshan, and then I think, Winter, we will see them start aggressively pushing towards NaVi, who don't really have the best wave clear in their own right. They've got the Timbersaw and the Axes, and that is about it. So if Secret want to start applying some pressure with that fresh Assault Caress on the Razor, they certainly could try.
Oh, they're gonna be too late for that. Right now, Secret are gonna be able to secure the Roshan to further solidify their lead in this game. Not too easy. He has a lot of gold though. Wonder if he's going for Butterfly next on the Void with his build. Diffusal, Manta after the Vanguard, and Echo Saber.
It's very easy to build and cost-effective items.
Yeah, something you don't see too often. It's a very tanky build on the Void.
Yeah. It's not like the best, you know, pure 6-slotted Void build, but it gets you through this stage of the game, and it doesn't look like Navi's prospects are getting any stronger as the game goes later. They're going to need to pull out some crazy plays to turn this one around.
Probably some split push and catching with the Beastmaster.
It's hard to split push though. I mean, we've talked about it. Boots to travel on Razor,
but they have to try something. They have to try something with the Beastmaster, Hawk, Scout, maybe the Bat or the Keeper of the Light when they don't see them, and pick for a fight or pick for a hero off with the Boots of Travel and Timber onto the Hawk. They have to try and kill something. If the game just goes on like this, it's very difficult for them.
Secret looking to ensure that it does continue to go on just like this. Puppey holding the mid lane, 4 heroes spreading their web over the NaVi jungle, and you can see NaVi are the ones forced out, forced to play defensive to react.
Sad 3 Bloodstone charges on the Timber. Very sad.
This is not the Timbersaw game Denny was hoping for, but a lot of that goes back to the lane. You know, it's Timber versus Razor. What are you gonna do?
And now Kotal with the Ags. So he's gonna have that ultimate up all the time. It's gonna be also very annoying for NaVi.
TZ will bring this tower down now. That tier 2 mid drops. His Butterfly, I believe I saw Quarterstaff earlier.
Yeah.
Likely coming soon.
That's gonna allow him to have
he is just gonna be
so much damage
at that point.
It's not only that, it's like the damage. He's gonna get so much damage for the...
with the illusions as well.
Yeah, with the illusions. And obviously the attack speed great for...
I mean, Weaver just got a BKB. Weaver is not even going to scratch this Void. They're going perhaps double Butterfly too, as General will get caught out here. Secret, they caught one. It's a Beastmaster, and down he goes.
Yeah, the Solar Crest earlier on the other Titan, plus the Butterfly on the Void. You're definitely not going to kill him. Just without MKB here.
That Beastmaster working towards the Refresher Orb now. We'll have to see if that can turn the tides of the upcoming engagements, but I'm not even sure if they can kill the Void or the Razor, even with a double roar.
Kill the supports first.
That would be ideal.
The Keeper and Elder Titan.
Elder Titan, yeah. Those two seem like the big two.
Because in the team fights, the Timber and the Weaver, if they're not locked down by the Chrono or the Lasso, they can actually move around.
Hey, come back here! Where do you think you're going, Dendy?
They can move around and try to, you know, kite them, and in the meantime, NaVi with the Beastmaster can try, like, he's the one that can solo kill the supports. So they have to just hope for the best and try to outmaneuver Secret in the team fights.
So Arteezy does complete the butterfly now.
Oh, this is like one scary void right there.
Give this man another item. Now at 180 agility, forces out a Timbersaw deny with basically just right clicks.
At this point, the Weaver needs another item. Not
He
the
needs
void.
an MKB stat, but I don't know if he's gonna have a chance to farm it. Winter, he just bought a BKB.
Like, he's definitely feeling the effects of the Elder Titan Storm plus the mana leak.
And if he ever gets caught by a Chrono and there's not a Venge swap, he's just done for. As Arteezy is gonna calmly man to dodge a Venge stun, just keeps on moving forward. He may look for the Chrono here momentarily. No, he's gonna zippity-doo-dah right out of there. Instead, going in deep is General, and they're gonna immediately focus that Beastmaster down. Axes get lobbed out, he will fall as well. Dendi going deep for this one, but Arteezy is on the case. Moving for Dendi and gets the stomp off, follows it up with some auto attacks, finishes the job, gets the kill. 2 cores down, Arteezy at full HP, just healing time walk after time walk. The damage is just shaken off with ease as he moves forward deeper. It's starting to get a bit low. We'll time walk that off as well. Stomp coming through, just barely failing to clip Yara, but the Napalm prevents him from turning easily. Secret, a 3-for-1 there, and now looking for more.
Man, Secret is just showing so much finesse in this game, like team play on top of things and all the spell usage, positioning.
I mean, it's a great overall strategy and team play, but it's also the little individual mechanical things, like what we saw from Arteezy there, Bulba with the flame break back into the Earth Splitter earlier. They're doing the little things right here too.
Yeah, I think I'm most impressed with the way they itemized this game and the way they approached the game. That was, I think, by far the biggest deal that made NaVi struggle so much in this game.
Oh, Yara trying to hit Envy and quickly finds that Envy hits back a lot harder. Arteezy will bring that melee Rex down. He does get swapped into a roar. Do they have the refresher, or it doesn't look like it? Can they focus him down, or is he gonna time walk it all off? Oh no, he's out of there, and now General gets pulled back in. NaVi just don't have the firepower required. The purge comes through. Yara committing for Arteezy. He just can't scratch him. The man's too tanky. They can't kill Arteezy without a huge overcommitment or the refresher, and I don't know that they're going to get a chance to farm it now with the Illuminate coming through. Secret could maybe chase for more kills. They have the Chrono again, but they don't feel the need to force it.
So disheartening failing to kill the Void there. He's just way too tanky. If only someone had an extra item or something.
They don't have that, like, mega carry who can just dish out heavy single target bursting, like a TA or something, or I don't know, a Phantom Assassin. Not that we see that hero anymore. Like an OD type hero. They can't burst him. They don't have the firepower.
Maybe if Weaver and Timber were a bit more farmed, then it's possible.
They can't even get into the fight, Winter. Like, if one of them gets caught, they either run or they die. We saw Dendi just got killed by auto attacks, basically.
They have to try and initiate with the Beast, and then kill Secret first before Secret initiates with either the Lasso or the Chrono.
Well, they may try, but Arteezy just being healed up now. Gandalf unveils his shiny new white staff. They get the swap off. It's into a roar. Arteezy isn't deep. They do finally manage to bring him down. That's perfect combination there.
That's very well executed. They initiated first.
And now NaVi are going to look to push the advantage here. Puppey being pursued out, but Envy is still there with the BKB, doing quite a bit of damage. Can they focus Envy down? If not, he is going to turn this fight. He has stolen a lot of damage with the static link, plus 226 there, it looks like, and now turning back and laying into art style, bringing them all down on the courtesy of the Chrono with the buyback from Arteezy. They re-engage the Era, chasing, they've lost 3, the buyback, and another death, a dieback for him. 4 heroes down for NaVi, and in moments, likely a GG to come out. They're just out of horses at this point. They'll blink away with General, but they lack their carry. Arteezy, he gets the bash, insult to injury, the stomp, and then a couple more auto attacks will bring General down, and Dendi frantically moves in, but he gets purged, he gets focused down by the Void, bash after bash, crushing NaVi spirits, and crushing their chances of taking this game on. Secret had all the answers. They now lead the best of 5, 1-0.
Man, what a game by Secret Goblin. Man, absolute top-class
clinic. That was a clinic.
Overall team play, excellent. Overall strategy, excellent. Itemization, great. Decision making, great.
Individual plays, they had it all.
Oh, this is one scary team.
And you can see the smiles start to